started here. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning for our October virtual coffee and commerce event presented by Sharon Gilbert of Your 5-Star Marketing. If y'all wouldn't mind, I kindly ask that everybody please mute their mics and limit their video, just so we can minimize any interruptions that happen. We would invite you to unmute and resume your video later in the program for a Q&A session all the way at the very end. In a few minutes, Sharon will help us explore the possibilities of lead generation on LinkedIn. If you have any questions throughout the presentations, please feel free to submit them in the chat section or wait to ask them live at the end. At this time, we would like to recognize Lehigh Valley Health Network Pocono as today's sponsor. With us today, we have Jessica Blasco, Manager of Communications and Community Engagement at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Jessica, thank you so much for sponsoring our event today. Without your support, we would not be able to do these resourceful and relevant programs for our community. So without further ado, I'd like to invite her to say a couple words.
Yes, good morning, everyone. And thank you for having me. Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono is proud to be the sponsor of this month's Coffee and Commerce. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jessica Blasco, the Communications and Community Engagement Manager at Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono. I just want to say a few words. As your local healthcare provider, your health and safety is our top priority at Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono. And whether it be the common cold, cancer, a heart issue, or a more joyful occasion like delivering a new baby, we're here for you and your family. However, we want you to know that our efforts to help the community are not confined to the walls of our hospital. We're also proud to show our support through sponsorships, hosting blood drives, info sessions, and health screenings. The last few years have been difficult for all of us, but the future is bright, especially at Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono. As you may know, we have some new leadership at the hospital, which includes President Cor Katina, who actually serves on the board here at the chamber. Cor and his team are more committed than ever to bringing you excellent state-of-the-art care close to home. And we have several projects in the works that we're excited to share more about in the coming year. So please keep your eyes and ears open for those. As I was saying, we have a lot to look forward to, but most of all, we continue to look forward to being your partner in health. Just a few friendly health tip reminders as we close out October. I'm sure you're aware it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Everyone, even men, should practice breast self-awareness, which means to know what your breasts feel like so you know if there's any changes. This includes self-exams. Mammograms are another part of breast health, and it's important for women over the age of 40 to get mammograms yearly. In those women who have a family history of breast cancer and a relative who's under the age of 50 at diagnosis, they may need to start mammograms even earlier. For those who live far away from the imaging center, you may not know, we actually have a mobile mammography bus that goes around to many rural areas in the region to provide screenings and mammograms. And you can find the schedule for that on lvhn.org/mammocoach. Additionally, it's that time of year again, and flu season is upon us. So please remember to get your flu shot. It's so important to keeping yourself, your family, and our community safe and healthy. Again, I just want to thank you for having me here today. And if there's ever anything we can do to help, or you're interested in a partnership or sponsorship opportunity with the hospital, I'll include my email in the chat. So feel free to reach out to me at any time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. And thank you so much to your entire team for supporting this series. Without further ado, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Sharon Gilbert of Your 5-Star Marketing. Sharon, thank you so much for joining us today. The floor is yours. I'm going to let you share your screen here in one moment.
Okay, now, also, I want to mention my partner, Jane Widowich, is on today, okay? And we helped put this course together. So just going to kind of go over, we're doing 90 minutes to LinkedIn success. And Jane's going to explain some of it, and I'll explain some of it. So we did do a full course. We do a full course, and we'll talk about that later. But basically, we're going to go over some of the stats of how LinkedIn is underutilized in growing your business, especially if you're B2B or even B2C. You know, if you're a real estate agent, you're looking for new customers to buy your real estate, you know, your properties. If you're an insurance broker, you're still looking for new customers. So you could be B2B or B2C. So anyway, so we started a course. We're doing it for chamber members of 90 minutes to LinkedIn success. So Jane, why don't you explain about this? Why LinkedIn?
Yeah. So one of the things that happened, and I tell this story, how LinkedIn changed my whole life. And it's how I met Sharon, actually, was I didn't use LinkedIn at all. And a year ago, our company, Day One Experts, hired a LinkedIn organic sales and marketing specialist. And our company also deals in regular marketing. And I started learning how to do it, how to target my LinkedIn profile and what to do. And there was surprising results were that it was more than just about LinkedIn being a business B2B connection. It was about a P2P connection. So not only have I gotten lots of business without spending ad dollars, I've gotten some of the greatest, meet the greatest people, including Sharon Gilbert. That's how we met, even though we're both originally from Pennsylvania. It took LinkedIn to link us together, and that's how we're partners. So we're going to go over just a couple of the why you need LinkedIn, which is you need to connect with your target audience. Oh, not many people use LinkedIn. So it's about connecting with your target audience. It's about making sure people understand what you do and the why you're doing it, and describing what you do. And then we teach you how to make the bling, the right kind of bling, not the, some people do too much bling. You can do too much bling. And then we also teach about what posts are good, what posts are bad. And so we kind of give you practical tips and templates we walk you away with. And that's kind of what, so I take the thousands of dollars that my company spent, and I make it affordable because we fractionalized it and make it affordable for everyone. So go ahead, Sharon, to the next one.
Okay, so the next one is why LinkedIn. 51% of companies acquired B2C customers through LinkedIn. 93% of B2B marketers consider LinkedIn to be the most effective site for lead generation.
Mm-hmm.
And then LinkedIn generates more leads for B2B companies than Facebook, Twitter, blogging individually. And LinkedIn is responsible for 64% of all visits, okay? And then 50% more likely to buy from a company they engage with on LinkedIn. And then 80% of LinkedIn members want to connect with companies to enhance their decision making. So let me tell you about this. Okay. And then I'll have Jane explain the next couple ones. Anyway, so what we found out from some of the training that we did ourselves, because I believe that even as a marketer, you always need to be up in your game and changing your game. So one of the things that we found out is, and we noticed that a lot of people have this section way too long. There's way too much in it. It doesn't describe exactly what they are. So we teach you how to make up a profile and wallpaper. The wallpaper would be this background. I don't know how many businesses are on there that I see have the same LinkedIn background or an ugly background, and they don't even have a nice photo of themselves. When I'm looking to reach out to people, if you don't have a photo of yourself or your site doesn't look like you're on there, I'm not going to reach out to you because it means that you're not utilizing LinkedIn. So that's a good tip for you. Also, I want people to know, you got to think about your sentences right here. I want people to know exactly what I do, because when I'm sharing stuff and I'm commenting on other people's stuff, they can see my business hire me to dominate Google. That's one of the other things that I do. And it goes into why. And then it tells them 3 things that I do. So it's very simple. It's not long and drawn out. People can see, oh, this is what she does. And I've actually had people, since they've changed my profile, reach out to me about doing Google. So then the next one, this is about section. So Jane, do you want to explain about how you did your about section? This is mine, and then how it changed you.
Yeah, so about section, the way we were taught, and by the way, there's no right or wrong answer, and it also depends on your industry, is basically keep it simple. Don't tell me about your MBA, your NBA, your basketball. I don't know, whatever it is that you do. People don't really care how awesome you are. They want to know, are you going to fix their problem? So what I put on my profile is the 3 simple steps that happen. So if you contact Texas Economic Development Connection, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to set up a 15-minute phone call. We're going to gather information. We're going to send an FRI out to our partner cities across Texas. And that's pretty much simple. So a lot of people, when you say schedule a discovery call, they're afraid to call you. They actually don't want to call you because they're afraid you're going to spend an hour and a half explaining your product to them. So a lot of times I'll put 3 simple steps in what to expect so that they know that this is not going to be a painful call. Now, Sharon did it a little bit different, which is the same, which is just as effective. And I think even more because she's in marketing. And Sharon, you want to go ahead and explain that?
So I do 3 things. I teach you how to manage your Google My Business. I optimize your Google business profile for you, and I manage your Google business profile. Okay. So I actually do teach people how to do it themselves, and then I can optimize it for you, or you can hire me to manage it. So then the other thing I did was when I'm reaching out to people and I'm connecting with people, and I connect with people daily. Okay. I just send them an invite. I'm not spamming them with all this stuff, because if you spam me with all this stuff in a message, I'm not going to deal with you, because all you want is to do business with me. I'm about building relationships on LinkedIn. Okay. So then I might say to someone after they connect with me, I might say, hey, thank you so much for connecting with me. I'd love to know more about your business. Please feel free to check out my 7 tips on Google. So then I have 7 tips to give them on Google. It's very simple. It's non-threatening. And it's something that they can say, oh, this is what this lady does about Google. And I've actually got bookings from people checking this out. So it's just be real simple, be genuine, be authentic, who you are, and you're going to get business. Now, we're not going to tell you it happens overnight, but it does work. So Jane, why don't you explain the next one about what
Yeah, so basically it's fine. And I'm very, very simple. Before working with economic developers, I worked with preschoolers. So I always believe in keeping things as simple as possible and clarifying communication. So your about section and your info section are so important to change those as quickly as you possibly can. Do not clutter them with anything but who are you in one sentence. Now, I will say this. I do want to clarify a little bit because you might be having the question, is your about section, how much of your about section of what you do? So I expand and relocate businesses to Texas in my about section. That's it. But that is not all we do as an economic development consulting firm. We also get incentives. We also do B2B, P2P. We have a whole list of other services that we do, but you have to think about what you want people on LinkedIn to buy from you, to connect with you about. And the 2 things that I want people on LinkedIn to connect with me about are prospects moving to Texas. So when a company is checking out our website and checking us out, are they going to move to Texas? And the other thing I want them to connect with are the economic developers across Texas to partner with, because they're the ones that pay the fees so that we can help businesses for free make the move. So those are the only 2 things I focus on. Now, if that gets me business somewhere else, like Sharon will post about LinkedIn all over the place, but she's been getting business on Google My Business, because what happens is the more you post and the more information. So we'll get into that. So your wallpaper is super important. I'm kind of known as, even though I am from Pennsylvania and I went to IUP and I love my Pennsylvania family and I go there often, I'm kind of been known as the Texas lady, the move people to Texas lady, because that's kind of been my job for the last 3 years. And so in my wallpaper, there's the big flag of Texas. So you not only want to connect people verbally, but but you want to have a sense of what you do as a business. You know, when you see Sharon's, you know what she does. You kind of don't know exactly what it is, but you know it's super cool. And so so when you get your wallpaper, make it simple. Don't give me too many words. Don't give me, remember, we're keeping the simplicity game, because the other thing, if you give too many words, you might give off a vibe that you talk too much. And if you talk too much, they may not want a discovery call. It's kind of psychology. They're going to be like, oh man, if she's talking this much in her info section, I don't think I want to get her on a call. And so you want to be careful about that as well. So the next step for success is posting daily. And so why do you want to post daily? And posting daily, and Sharon will share about hashtags, this cool thing she knows about hashtags, but you want to make your post daily. And so here's some impactful things that you want to do in your posts always. In fact, Sharon's going to also share about our client success as well. But one of the things that you want to do daily is appeal to my emotions. Are you an insurance broker? Please do not say words like annuities and, you know, are you an accountant? Please don't say IRS deductibles. Please don't say any of those words. What you want to say to people is, remember, don't use any of your jargon. In fact, we had an issue with that in economic development, is we just used our jargon and businesses didn't even understand. So basically, we actually helped a client change his wording because I didn't know what he did either, because it was in finance and annuities and all that. And we just said, how will that make me feel? How will buying your product make me feel? So for example, and Sharon will share just a minute, I'm going to hand it over to her. But what I do is I said, would you rather, I put a Canva, just made these symbol in Canva. Would you rather be here, which is a picture of California traffic, or would you rather be here, which is a picture of a guy barbecuing in a Texas backyard for dinner time? And that's what I posted. I didn't post how awesome we can get your incentives to Texas. I didn't post about, I don't know how much land you can get. I don't even know what the incentives are. I didn't post it all. I posted how that business owner is going to feel if they're not stuck in traffic, that we can find them some open land space, which is really a lot of the reasons people move is because they want land. And they want to do that. That's how they made me feel. So the other thing is, and you have to be very, very careful with this, and I've noticed this in the economic development world, don't assume they know anything. And so meaning, you don't want to make them feel dumb. You don't want to make anybody feel dumb. So you treat everybody like you're here to help them in their journey. And so Sharon, would you share your hashtags? Because I love this, because I knew about hashtags before, Sharon, but I didn't really understand them. I used them.
What I'll have to do is I'll have to go online and I'm going to actually go to my LinkedIn. If you guys can see. So let me log into my LinkedIn. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you can see my screen.
And so the reason Sharon and I partnered is because she's Google My Business, I'm LinkedIn. We're just like a really good 1-2 punch for these things. So go ahead, Sharon, take it away.
So what I do is, let me go to that's my feed. But okay, so you can see, after it loads, I use hashtags and everything. Okay. I use hashtags and everything. Let me go to my profile and I'll go to my post. I use hashtags. And the other thing I do is, if you know a lot of people, make sure that you're tagging them. Make sure that you're tagging anyone that you want to. I'm big on tagging people. And the reason why is, if you put @ and then tag, like I'll put @ Jane Widowich, and that's called tagging if you don't know what I mean. And the reason why I do that is that's so important, because it drives traffic to them and it's driving traffic back to you when they respond. So that's another way to get that. So you can see mine is very simplistic. And make sure I have an action item up here, how they can reach me. There's so many times on LinkedIn that I want to connect with somebody, but I don't know their phone number, because they don't have their phone number out, or they don't have their email out. So make sure that it's just a simple step. Now, I made this up in Canva. So I make all my posts up in Canva. Let me just close that out. So just make sure that you've got, so here's the link. So this is one of our posts, okay? Let's go down to this one here. Okay, so I want to show you one. So I do stories, okay? So when I do a post, I'll do a story. So let's just go right to post. And so it will be a story about how I helped somebody. Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily a big story. Oh, this is one of our clients. By the way, this is one of our clients. This gentleman just landed, by taking our course, $100,000 deal. And he's only 5 weeks in. We totally changed what he was doing. He's in finances, and we totally changed what his messages were. They were too technical, too much about the market, and people weren't noticing him. But now, and then he was doing audio stuff that you'd listen to, and you have to click on another link to listen to a story. And we said, look, you need to be doing videos. He did a video, and he got a client from doing a video. And it was a client that he never would have thought. And it was just a simple client video that he did. He walked, he shared a story in the video about how somebody was struggling and how he saved him $18,000, or, whatever the story was. So I'll show you so these are all the hashtags I use. And I don't know if you guys are using a program to do your postings. And I don't make any money on it, but I use socialpilot.co. I like it because you can really schedule your postings out for yourself. And then you can also put all the hashtags in. So this is just so important to get engagement. Since I've been doing this, my engagement has gone up. I'm actually getting business, not only for people contacting me about the LinkedIn course, but people contacting me about Google. So anyway, so I just wanted to show you, and I post the heck out of this, so just want to show that to you guys so that you can see, and you can, reach out to me on LinkedIn, so I want to just go back to what we were doing. Okay.
Yeah. And so, but there's so many more things to it, but I always, like I said, I keep it as simple. And so about Sharon and I, we connected. I worked in many capacities over 2 decades, serving leaders, building systems to sell growth. I had a diverse background in education, allowing me to pivot wherever roles. So let me tell you about LinkedIn, how LinkedIn changed my life. So I worked economic development consulting firm. And then I ended up meeting Sharon, and I ended up starting my own business called Light It Up, which I don't have a website to yet, because I got business without even trying, because I did a lot of these techniques. So I actually work for 2 companies, additional companies on the side in the state of Arizona. So not only, and I'm helping infrastructure. What do I do, Sharon? No big word. Automation. I use CRMs like Engage, Go High Level, and Zoho One. And I'm actually building out a dental program right now in one of those. And so that's one of the things I like to do, is tinker around, get it all set up, and move on. And so LinkedIn has changed. So if we could give you anything, any one thing, I would say I do a LinkedIn message about, it's not about you, and it's all about you. People don't want to hear about you. Well, they do. I mean, so I would make 80% of your post business. Put the cat in there, put the dog in there about 20% of the time, or whatever it is that you do. Do you go do fly fishing? Because people do want to see that. And the other thing Sharon failed to mention is, as well, I like everybody's post. I'm known as the entrepreneur's cheerleader. I started doing that kind of by accident, but I didn't know that it was like, literally was growing. And so even though I had like 50 people on LinkedIn connected to me, I think when I started last year, and I'm close to, I don't know how, I don't really care. I'm like 700. But it's not. And so some people get caught up in the numbers. I want you to know, do not get caught up in the numbers, because I know people that have thousands of people on their page and are getting no connections whatsoever. They're not selling anything. And so, being simple, being clear, being genuine, being yourself. I'm just Jane. I don't call myself a LinkedIn expert. I just call myself a friend. Sharon and I are friends. That's what we do, is we help friends get more business on LinkedIn. And and then Sharon, go ahead. You can tell who you are.
Okay, so I'm the founder and owner of an advertising digital marketing agency. I have about 6 years of experience in digital marketing and social media. I specialize now, although we joined and we were teaching LinkedIn together, and we're both learning as we're going, so which is awesome. But I do help businesses dominate Google. I help them dominate Google by keywords, because anyone, if they know your business name, can find you. But if I don't know your business name and I want to do, let's say I want to advertise an agency in Bethlehem, I dominate. I'm in the 3 map pack. So I help your business dominate Google. And with keywords, I use over about 150 to 300 keywords to help you dominate, because that's how you're going to get found on Google. You're not going to get found by your name unless somebody knows you. Unless somebody knows your business, you're not going to get found. You're going to get found through searches and then by keywords. So that's kind of what I do. But together, me and Jane are helping businesses grow on LinkedIn. I'm utilizing LinkedIn more. I have people reaching out to me on LinkedIn, for my Google My Business, and then also for the LinkedIn. So it really doesn't hurt to be on LinkedIn. And we have a special offer for you if you get signed up today. Okay, we're offering our 90-minute training course on LinkedIn. You'll learn tips on how to grow your business for a few minutes a day without being salesy. That's the biggest thing, is if you're not salesy, you're going to grow better on LinkedIn than try to sell. So time is limited, and you can get signed up today for $79.95 at that website below, http://www.growyourlinkedin.biz webinar. So you get signed up for that today. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if anyone has any questions. We'll open it up to questions. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. So go ahead.
Oh,
my question is, like the other, like Facebook and Instagram, can you schedule your posts with LinkedIn?
Yeah, absolutely. Social Pilot will do that for you.
Social Pilot.
Well, no, that's an external site, right? I'm talking about
No.
LinkedIn itself doesn't do it.
No, and neither does Google.
Oh, okay, because
So I use Zoho Social. What do you use again?
I use socialpilot.co.
Social Pilot. And the reason I do that is because you can put them all in and they'll go out for a month. So I actually have 4 accounts. Somebody talked about extra businesses. So I have Day One, Texas Economic Development Connection. I have Dave Quinn, the founder, and I have I have the City of Fairview, because we do their accounts. I have 4 accounts, and all their LinkedIn's, Instagram, Twitter, Google homepage, even Pinterest, I can send out. So I schedule them and send them out. If I didn't have something to schedule and send them out with, I would probably not make posts. So it is a very, very inexpensive, great way. Now I use Zoho One, the whole suite, but I think either one of these are less than $15 a month. They're like to do that. So if you want in there, and the blessing of this, so you start making posts, and if you're like me, I'm moving multiple places at the same time. When you start making posts, you're going to want to reuse those posts. So if they're in that system, like Sharon's as well, she has a little drop down in her system that she can just reuse that post as many times as she wants. You're going to want to do that. because you're going to get tired of creating after a while. So and remember, people are only on LinkedIn once every 7 days, average wise. And so you want to make sure you're not going to offend people. People laugh at my posts. They're like, oh, there's the Texas lady all over again. So the other thing you want to make sure to, someone mentioned the multiple businesses. This is a hard one. This is very hard. So 2 thoughts that I have about the multiple businesses. One, your business account in general, no matter what it is not going to get traffic unless you pay to play on LinkedIn.
That's right.
You're getting no traffic to your business. So you need one. It's kind of one of those, and you need to post on it. But your literal business, LinkedIn, the LinkedIn gods make it so it's very difficult to grow organically with your business one. This is why, if you see, it's my personal page that has, and Sharon's personal page that has it. So the other thing is, you can only have one personal page unless you're like, you've done like 6, and that gets confusing. Like a friend asked me, trying to do a couple. You can only have one personal page. So which business do you promote? And the question I ask is, remember, niches make riches. You cannot promote them all. So the question, you've got a couple of options. Your option 1 is to post, and this is what we do at Day One, because we post, we'll post 80% about, or like 60% about Texas Economic Development Connection to keep purity. But I also post every once in a while, and I'll say, did you know that at Day One, we also do this? And then my boss is a motivational speaker too. And so he'll post pictures of flowers and he'll have comments, but those should be 20% of the time, your other businesses, because you need to establish your niche for where you are. And I literally have so many Texas economic developers wanting to reach out to me now because I established that niche, and I kept the language consistent long enough that I can vary every once in a while and say, post about like my trip to Arizona I just got back for. So, but you can only put your focus one place. And the other thing you could do if you have multiple businesses is you can say, I help, let's say, I help with your dry cleaning needs, or I give you more dry cleaning than anyone else, and more. You can even put more. Contact me today. Because if you put too many things down, again, it's like if you talk too much on LinkedIn, they're going to think you talk too much. If you put too many things in on LinkedIn, they're going to think you don't know who you are and what you do.
We've got a couple questions. Okay, so what is the best recommendation for first steps in starting to grow your reach on LinkedIn? Well, make sure obviously that you have a profile page, okay? And you fill out, my recommendation was to just go on Canva. They do have LinkedIn borders on Canva that you can make a border. So make a nice border and make a nice profile picture. Make sure you have your contact information out there, and then do your about section and your info section, and then just start posting, and then start connecting with people. Start doing searches and connecting. And this is stuff that we teach in our course. So we go over this a lot more in the course, So do you have top 4 or 5 list of social platforms that small businesses should be using, including LinkedIn and Google? Okay, well, it really depends on your business. I know some businesses are getting into TikTok, but what is your target audience? Okay, most of my target audiences are people that have been in business for a while, or I do have solo entrepreneurs that are just starting out, but they're more like in their 30s and like maybe late 30s, 40s, or maybe 50s, just starting their own business. Maybe they quit their corporate job and now they're just starting their own business. So my suggestion would be make sure that you have a Google My Business set up, and then also start on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, if you're a contractor, if you're in the contracting business more, B2C, then do your Google My Business and start on Facebook or Instagram. So it really depends on, like, accountants do really well on LinkedIn, but not as well on Facebook.
And
Okay.
dentists do really well on Facebook.
Dentists do really well on Facebook, but not as good on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
So it just depends on your business, where you feel your target audience is. And like I said, we have the course. Anyone can get signed up today, and we'll do the 90 minutes. We'll do more extensive training. And then we'll also go over your LinkedIn and give you some tips.
Yeah, we'll give you a LinkedIn evaluation that's included in there. And, it's funny because it was very helpful for John Browning to do that. Okay. So the other thing I would say about business platforms, if you sell a product like, I don't know, shampoo or something like that, TikTok is an enormously successful, like if you're selling herbs or something like that. So I would look at that. Do you recommend accepting people that you don't know as connections on LinkedIn? Absolutely, because this is not a friendship. I do vet them. So go to their page, vet them, and be careful. You want to make sure, even if they're not your target audience, they still may be good. But you kind of want to look at that. So yeah, I am a little careful because some people, like, I have gotten 2 date requests on LinkedIn. So, and I'm just like,
That's me as well.
you know how old I am? I'm like, hope for that, and been married 100 years. So you do want to, recommend only posting, or should we be writing articles? Oh gosh, you're getting into an amazing thing. Articles. Yeah. So like blog posts, articles. So podcasts, blog posts, articles, those things are additional. So, I don't want to give away all the secret sauce, but your website is useless without something to drive it to it. And Sharon has the SEOs and the things that will drive it to it. And so that's basically what we're doing with LinkedIn, all social media, blog posts, podcasts, which are super simple to set up, by the way, and do yourself. They're like no-brainers. And all of these other things, there is a specific way. And I've learned with working with marketing agents for the past 3 years, because we do business attraction. I've learned a lot of tricks to grow and use these things effectively. Yes. So yes, they're great. Oh, but there's a secret sauce formula for them. It's like 600 words, and they have to be SEO keyworded. And so there is it's not hard. There is a secret sauce formula to make the best blog posts. Sharon, do you have insights about that?
Well, the thing that I'm going to tell you, as someone who, goes through the LinkedIn, if you've got a long post, I'm not reading it. I just don't have time to sit there and read something really long and drawn out. I might glance over it and I might like it and comment, but to me, I think less is more. And that, and some people might disagree with that, but think about it. You're trying to engage with someone and connect with someone, and you're trying to, and I think stories work better than anything, and I'll give you an example. You tell a story about how you helped a client, how, like Jane was struggling with her social media and she couldn't figure out how to do it. And then she came to your 5-star marketing. We were able to target her market and, whatever the story might be. So if you've guys got stories, share your stories. Those are more engaging. If people
right. And so stories are my favorite way. Again, the preschool in me. Stories are my favorite thing in the whole world to do. Tell people stories of why they should like you, and tell them why that needing you helped their business. Absolutely. And so for blog posts, they should go on the website. They should be changed continually. I would put, you can do 2 to 3 blog posts a month if you want, or just one, either way. But that's a long-term game. And remember, everything we're telling you now is going to take an average of 3 months to start priming that pump. I think our guy's been
Well,
doing
actually,
it.
he did it in 5 weeks.
I know he did it in
Through
5
the
weeks.
course. He did it in 5 weeks through the course.
I know he made a lot of money. I was like,
Yeah, because
dang.
we have an extended course for $5.95 where we go over actually 8 weeks, and we teach you everything from start to finish.
And we
And
also do one-on-one during we have the 5-week course. We also will work with you one-on-one limited. And then we also have one-on-one coaching as well. So that if that's not something you want to do, you just want to do one-on-one, we can do that as well. But it's really fun. So I guess being from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh is the most coupon city in the United States. I am always trying to make things as really great and as inexpensive as possible, because, I always want that dollar to stretch as far as we can. So Sharon and I, that's what we do. We give you all the secret sauce that I spent thousands, or my company spent thousands learning. And so we just want to share and help other people.
okay, so I just put in the chat the 8-week course. So let us know if you have any more questions, and I guess we're probably time to wrap it up a little bit. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing us to come and share. Sharon and I really appreciate it. Does include LinkedIn ads. Absolutely.
Oh, we don't do LinkedIn ads because our thing is all organic, and LinkedIn ads are very expensive. So
you mean LinkedIn posts?
Yeah, no, we do LinkedIn posts, but we don't do the actual LinkedIn ads.
No, I can tell you about Sales Navigator. I could teach you about all of that, but I want to tell you, I grew it without that. And so that $90 a month that you can spend, and Sales Navigator is amazing. I'm not saying not to get it. I'm just saying that I want to maximize your budget dollars. And so if you're not there to spend the $90 a month, but you should have premium, but I don't think Sharon does.
I got premium at $69 a month. I think Sales Navigator's up to $120 a month.
Yeah, you can get a 30-day trial and download some lists, or copy some lists if you want to do that. But but Sharon and I are all about just the simplicity of it. We want to help you grow and make money without giving thousands away. Right.
And like I said, our client after 5 weeks just landed $100,000 client.
I was just like, dang, we're gonna charge more.
All right. Are there any more questions before we wrap it up and I stop sharing? Does anyone want to mute their mic? They could talk. If we have any more questions with anybody? I don't see any more. All right. So
perfect. If anybody does have questions, we would be happy to provide you with Sharon and Jane's information. But we absolutely appreciate both of you taking your time out here today and speaking with us. Please feel free to reach out to any members of the team if you have any other specific questions. And everybody here today will be receiving a follow-up email with a playback link, as well as we plan to share this on our social media so we can help spread the buzz that way. This does conclude today's event. We hope that everybody has a wonderful day, and we hope to see you all very soon.
Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you for having us today.
Absolutely.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.